Oh, is it filming right now?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes, it is.
So I work for this catering company that does like everything you can do, pretty much, except we can't do kosher food. We don't know how that works, so you have to bless stuff, you need rabbis, whatever, whatnot. But occasionally we get kosher buyouts where they still want to use us for front of house for our pretty faces, but they have people come in and make the food for us. So I was working a wedding, it was a kosher buyout, and they decided that they were going to have their chefs on the floor doing their own chef stations. Unfortunately, their chefs don't really know how to use the decor that we have. They do know about our burners, but apparently they also don't know how to set them up. Because our burners use a little gas cylinder that you put in, and you turn it on, and there's fire, and everyone's happy. This guy, though, this one chef, had the very unfortunate decision to take this burner that was leaking a little bit of gas because he put it in wrong, and put it in a giant steel box. A giant steel box that has a floor and walls, and the only thing there where there's an opening is on top. So he opens that up, puts it in, and closes it, and the gas just slowly leaks into this giant steel box. And the gas is denser than air, so it pushes all the air out of the top and just sits in this giant steel box. So you can imagine what happens about 45 minutes later when all the guests are there, having a great time at their wonderful, happy Jewish wedding, stomping on glass and, dancing. And then he's like, okay, it's time to make some food. He goes to light it on fire, and there's a huge fucking explosion! This fucking box, made of steel, explodes off the top. The top goes flying, fire, 20 feet into the sky, just pillar of flame goes flying into the sky. The container that holds the gas blows open partway and just keeps spewing gas really fast, and fire just keeps going up and up and out. And meanwhile, all the guests, because they're rich, think this is just like a thing for them. They're like, oh, this is nice. They're just standing there with these pleasant expressions on their faces, watching as fire spews forth into this very prominent museum. The photographer even tried to take some pictures of it. She's like, oh, and remember when there was fire? Everybody loved it. Meanwhile, we're all standing around like, oh shit, oh God! But, that's going in your brain, but meanwhile you're just standing like, I don't know what to do. And then, finally, cooler heads prevail. My boss takes off his coat, throws some water on it, and chucks it on the thing, and puts out the huge, enormous pillar of flame. But in the meantime, my friend who was in the back saw the whole fire going on, and he, with a cooler head, realized what he had to do, ran back, grabbed a fire extinguisher, tried to run out onto the floor, and was bodily blocked by a rabbi who was like, no, you can't bring that onto the floor. It's not kosher. So the moral of the story is, if you're having a kosher wedding, make sure to bless your fire extinguishers.